Hey folks, welcome back to Kentucky Hot Wheels video series. A while back I did a video where I made a lamp, a little nightlight of a used carburetor that I was testing for the Beetle, for a Beetle, not this one. It was a knockoff Chinese carburetor that turned out to be a total piece of crap. But instead of throwing it away, I thought I'd do something creative with it, so I made a little nightlight lamp with it. I'll show you a picture here real quick. And if you look back in the videos, you should be able to find it. So it got me to thinking about some other parts I might have laying around that I could use to do something kind of creative with. We're mid-December, just a few weeks before Christmas. And as you can see here in northeastern Kentucky, it's awesome today. It's like 65 degrees. Hi, little squirrel. Sorry for the distraction, squirrel. But anyhow, I was looking around in my parts bin and I found this old distributor that I had. It's actually a shame because it's a Bosch distributor. It's a 009, the best in my opinion. But somebody had ripped the stand out for the points. But I picked it up for parts thinking I might be able to do something with it. So I think I may take this and try to make another lamp or nightlight out of it. I had this and the distributor cap, and I had some lamp parts laying around. So I'm gonna give it some thought and see what I might be able to do with it. Of course, I gotta get this shaft out of the distributor first, and we'll see what direction I may go. And if I proceed, I'll bring you guys along with me, and we'll go from there. Till then, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, first thing we're gonna try to do is knock this pin out, the shaft of the distributor here. Tighten it up here. Okay. It fell, but we don't need it, so that should come out, and it did. I don't know if I'll be using this part, but we'll hang on to it. I don't know where the little pin went, but I'll find it later. So that's a start. We'll have to see if we can get this shaft out of here. I don't think it'll just pull out. I guess it will. All right. There's half the battle right there, because this will eventually replace it. All right, step one done. I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Okay, so I found a retaining pin that held this in place, but I think before I go any further, I'm going to soak this or let it sit in the ultrasonic cleaner for about a half hour or so to get it cleaned up. I kind of like the dirty look, but this is really dirty. So I'm going to let it soak in there in the ultrasonic cleaner for about 15 minutes or so, just to clean it up a bit and make it look all nice and shiny. So I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I've got a gallon of, put some hot water in here. Make sure this valve's closed. It is. That should be enough. Put a little grease lightning cleaner and degreaser in here. That should be plenty. Oh. All right, I'm gonna put the small parts in this tray. Again, I don't know how much of this I'm going to use, but we'll go ahead and clean it. I'll set that in here. And I'm just going to stick the whole distributor in the water there. Okay. We got the temperature up here. Let's go ahead and set the time for 15 minutes. Actually, let's do a half hour. Okay. Turn the heater on. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put the shaft in there as well. All right. Looks like it's doing its thing. So we're gonna sit there and cook for a half hour. We'll come back and check it out. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I ended up letting it soak in here for about 20 minutes instead of 15. Already looks like it's a lot cleaner. A lot of dirt come off of it. So I'm gonna set these out here and let them cool off a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a lot cleaner. Alright, yeah. That looks much better. So I'll let these sit overnight and dry off, and then we'll go on to the next step. Those turned out pretty good. I like that. Okay, I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Okay, so I thought I'd bring you guys back and kind of show you where I'm at with this today. I found some other parts of other things I had laying around, so I'm still kicking around some ideas. But basically, you can see I've got the gear back on the distributor, and all I really did was take one of these lamp posts, I guess that's what they're called, ran through it and kind of grinded the sides of the nut off to kind of fit in the gear drive there, as you can see. Now this is just temporary. Like I said, I'm kicking around some ideas, but I'm thinking about maybe using this as a holder for either a toilet paper or paper towel holder of some sort, and using it to actually mount to the base, and then that'll mount through that like that. We'll kind of paint it up and dress it up to make it look good. But I'm just, like I said, just kicking on some ideas. Next, I'll have to drill out the distributor cap here. Now these used to be like a Bakelite material. I don't know if they're just plastic now or they're still Bakelite, but these crack and fracture really easy under any stress. So I have to be careful drilling this top one out. And of course, one of these will fit down in it when I'm done. So you kind of get the idea. So again, I'm still trying to plan this out and work with what I've got. But if I change anything, I'll bring you guys back and show you what I've changed. But for now, I think this is going to work. I'm gonna have to lengthen that just a little bit, run that back down a little bit. But as you can see, it fits in there really nice and secure, and it looks like a distributor. Okay, I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready for the next step. Okay, for this distributor cap, we're going to try to drill this out. So we're going to take out the graphite contact here, and we're going to take this 5/16 drill bit and slowly try to drill through the center here. That really stinks. Whatever that's made out of really, really stinks. All right, so we're through. Okay. All right, so you see how that broke off there on the side? This is very, very delicate. So you gotta be careful when you're drilling or pressing on it. But that'll work out just fine. Okay, I'll bring you guys back for the next step. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I eventually want to get one of these, I don't know what they're called, the lamp standoff stands in here. And if I can get it in there far enough just to JB weld it or something, that'll be fine. So what I think I want to do is slowly take this stepper bit and see if I can remount the top just a little bit. Going very slow. Yeah, and that should actually be enough right there just to hold it in place. Like I said, I'll put some JB weld or some epoxy in there just to hold it. But that should work just fine. Okay, I'll bring you guys back for the next step. Okay, what I think I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and try and take this 3/8 bit and drill all the way through the top here. And if I can do it without damaging the cap, I'll be lucky. So I'll go slow and see what I come up with. But I think with the 3/8 hole, it'll be a lot better than trying to JB weld or epoxy the stand in here. So let's try it and see. Actually, I think I made it all the way through. Okay, that's even better. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work out better. I should be able to thread this down through the top here and put another nut on the bottom. Okay, I'll bring you guys back when I'm done with this part. All right, so what we ended up with, again, you can see how I drilled it out. 3/8 was the largest bit that I used, and this actually will thread right on there, no issues, not going anywhere. So I'll thread it down toward the bottom, and then encapsulate it with some super glue just to hold it in place. But that works perfectly. Again, you have to take your time with this, whatever this is, if it's the Bakelite or the plastic, so it doesn't shatter on you. But we end up with that right there. That's exactly what I wanted. All right. We'll stop right there for today, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready for the next step. Talk to you all in a bit. Okay, so it's actually been about a week since I messed around with this, and in that time I've come across some other things I had laying around that I thought might work better than the direction I was going. So this is still a possibility to use a regular lamp post and everything, but I'd come across this old desk lamp that I had, this LED desk lamp that was broke, and I thought, well, maybe that would look better and work better if I used it. And oddly enough, I think the threads are the same. It should just screw right down in there as well. That's close. Now they're grabbing. All right, something like that. Move it around, do whatever I want. I think next, before I go any further, I can use these little quick connects for DC power to connect the wire to another power supply. I think next what I want to do is to go ahead and cut my base, go ahead and run it through the router to dress it up. So I don't know if I'll video that. Y'all have seen me do it before. If so, I'll be back in a minute. If not, I'll bring it back when this is already cut and ready to go. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so the size of the base is 5.5 by, I think, 7. I think is what I measured it. It was just kind of a guess. I want to get this stained and sealed tonight so it'll cure by morning. So since this is gonna be placed right in here this way, I need to find the center of this. So we'll go ahead and mark here. I don't know what that is. It was there before I grabbed a piece of wood. Okay, so that's going to be center. So basically what I have to do is drill a hole through here so the power can come up through the bottom and figure out where I'm going to mount this piece here. Now I have to drill the center of it out too, because this threaded rod here will actually go down through that, and this is what I'm going to mount it on. So I've got to extend that just a little bit. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get this drilled out and probably go ahead and stain it and drill this out, and I'll bring you guys back in just a bit. Okay, another thing I'd like to do is take this spark plug wire boot and actually get it up on that if I can. They're pretty stiff. So I'll see if I can weasel my way up here. That's not going to be easy. let me work with this a bit and I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Okay, so what I ended up doing is taking some 3-in-1 oil and just kind of lubing up the inside of the boot, and it slid on there pretty easy. Now, even though the threads on this do grab in here, I think I'm gonna put some super glue in here just to kind of hold it. I don't want something too permanent in case I have to take it apart again, but I figured this would be enough just to kind of hold everything in place. So we'll get some super glue around the threads here. That should hold everything in place. I guess I could put some down through the bottom. Okay, so now we'll just set this aside and leave it alone. Next thing I'm going to do is cut this stub off of this Vacuum Advanced canister. It looks like somebody had done a homemade job on it some time ago. And I kind of like the look. I'm going to cut it off probably about right here. So, okay, I'll get that done. I'll bring you guys back. Okay, now that that's cut off, I've done just about as much as I can do this evening with this. So I'll let that super glue cure up. And if I don't think it's going to work, then I'll take some JB Weld and put down in there to hold it. But it shouldn't go anywhere. I've got the base over here stained. I'll seal it before I go into the house later. Let it sit out in the garage. And then the fixture that's going to hold the distributor, I just used some textured satin black on it and the screws that'll hold it in place. So I'll let it sit out here in the sun while it's still warm and cure up, and then we'll go from there. So like I said, that's probably gonna be it for this evening. I'll bring you guys back tomorrow when I'm ready to do the next step. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so it is the next day. The base is good and dry, cured. So what I think I want to do next is go ahead and put these rubber feet on the bottom using these screws right here. And then once we've got the feet on, we can go ahead and mount the stand for the distributor. So I'll go ahead and get the feet put on here, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to mark the holes for the stand here. Okay, so I got the base mounted to the base. I went ahead and test fitted the cap just to see how stable and sturdy it was. As you can see, very stable, very sturdy. I like the way it's looking so far. I think what I'll do next is go ahead and find a suitable power cord to feed up into the distributor here. And with a switch I can turn it on and off with. But yeah, I like the way it's looking so far. I think it would look cool on any kind of mechanic's desk or something like that. I like the boot. I think I'm going to add a spark plug just for looks, you know, just kind of add to it. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so far I like the way it's looking. Let me find a power cord and then we'll continue on to the next step. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I found a AC cable cord that fit up through the bottom, no problem. It's got an on and off switch. It might have actually gone to this at one time, I don't know. But what I'm going to do next is take these ends, instead of just soldering them together, I'm going to put these quick disconnects on there in case I ever have to take this off. Excuse me. If I have to take this off to work on it or anything, I just pull them apart. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take the hot glue gun and put some hot glue down here in the bottom just to hold the cord in place so it don't pull out or anything like that. You could use staples too, but hot glue works just as good. So I'll get these ends put on here, and I'll bring you guys back when we're ready for the next step. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna show you real quick how these work with these disconnects. Put your positive and negative wires in there, secure them, and then these just plug in together. And hopefully there's enough room up in here to hide them. It'll be a little tight here. There we go. There we go. Now the cap's secure. Once this glue gun warms up, I'll go ahead and throw some hot glue in here to hold this in place, and then figure out exactly what I'm going to do next. And when I do that, I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so I think we're gonna call this one done. As you can see, put the hot glue on the bottom there, just hold the cord. I did go ahead and shorten this spark plug wire and add a little spark plug, just hot glued it down to the base. Just, you know, a little decoration. But yeah, I really like the way this one turned out. I think it would look cool on any mechanic's desk, and it does work. So we can turn the light on. Let's see, let's plug it in here. And it does throw out some good light. So yeah, very pleased with that one. It'll look good with the carburetor light that I made, night light that I made. So I'm gonna set this up, and I'll try to get some good pictures of it kind of in the dark, so you can get an idea of what it looks like all the way around. But I really like the way this one turned out. So again, thanks for joining. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, please take a moment to give the video a thumbs up. We'd certainly appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber to our channel, consider subscribing. We'd appreciate that as well. Share the video with your friends, comment. You know, we don't have that many subscribers, and we'd like to have more, but anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Take care, and Merry Christmas, everybody.